The condition of a part when it contains the least amount of material is referred to as A. Smallest, B. LMC, C. MMC, D. Actual size. The correct answer is LMC. This is used to indicate that a surface is to be machined. A. Finish mark, B. Machining mark, C. Roughness indicator, D. Coordinate mark. The correct answer is finish mark. The tool on the dimension tool bar places the length of an arch on a drawing. A. Arc radius, B. Arc length, C. Radius, D. Diameter. The correct answer is arc length. How can the drafter prevent AutoCAD from placing or stacking another center mark on a circle when adding a diameter dimension to it? A. Explode the dimension and then erase the center mark. B. Use the Properties dialog box to turn off the center mark of the dimension. C. It can't be done. D. Use the Trim tool to take away the stacked center mark. The correct answer is use the Properties dialog box to turn off the center mark of the dimension. In this type of dimensioning, allowance must be made for bends. A. Angular, B. Tolerance, C. Datum, D. Sheet metal. The correct answer is sheet metal. One way to evenly space dimensions on a drawing is to use the A. Dimension space tool, B. Linear tool, C. Continue tool, D. Baseline tool. The correct answer is Dimension space tool. The tool on the dimension tool bar will place several dimensions at one time by using a selection box placed over several part features. A. Linear, B. Continue, C. Baseline, D. Quick dimension. The correct answer is quick dimension. A circular arc is dimensioned in the view where you see its true shape by giving the value for its A. Diameter, B. Arc length, C. Radius, D. Chord length. The correct answer is radius. This is the total amount that the feature on the actual part is allowed to vary from what is specified by the dimension. A. Allowance, B. Tolerance, C. Specification, D. Difference. The correct answer is tolerance. The dimension tool will place the length of an angled line. A. Aligned, B. Angle, C. Linear, D. Radial. The correct answer is aligned. Placement of dimensions on a drawing is controlled by A. ANSI, B. The design engineer, C. Corporate drafting standards, D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Baseline dimensions are referenced from a common geometric feature known as A. Edge, B. Corner, C. Datum, D. Point of reference. The correct answer is datum. Given a situation in which the drafter has crossed extension lines in a drawing, what can be done to clean up the point of crossing? A. Use the Modify tool to clean up the extension lines. B. Use the Tolerance tool to clean up the extension lines. C. Use the Break tool to clean up the extension lines. D. Use the Stretch tool to clean up the extension lines. The correct answer is use the Modify tool to clean up the extension lines. This is a thin solid line directing attention to a note or dimension and starting with an arrowhead or dot. A. Dimension line, B. Extension line, C. Leader, D. Specification. The correct answer is leader. The maximum and minimum sizes of a feature are identified by a tolerance. A. Limits, B. GDT, C. Reference, D. Allowance. The correct answer is limits. This is a line terminated by arrowheads indicating the direction and extent of a dimension. A. Dimension line, B. Extension line, C. Arrowhead line, D. Center line. The correct answer is dimension line. In US structural and architectural drafting, all dimensions of this length are usually expressed in feet and inches. A. 1 inch or over. B. 1 foot or over. C. 1 yard or over. D. 1 rod or over. The correct answer is 1 foot or over.